get the cops caught by the neighbors.
What is up, Matuire family? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. For those of you that don't know, my name is Antonio Matuire and today we will be installing some side skirts on the F30. So I am super excited for this install. I have been waiting for these side skirts to come in for almost a month now. Crazy story, I ordered them about a month ago from AA Concepts and I was never assigned a tracking number and I just kept bugging them. It wasn't until like the fourth time I reached out to them where they actually responded to me. So I have been waiting a very long time for these and they finally came in. It's kind of a bummer because they have really nice exclusive carbon fiber parts that you can only pretty much get from them, but their customer service is just kind of lacking. But regardless, like I said, they do have really unique carbon fiber parts, so if you guys would like to pick one up for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description of where I got it. I'm just letting you guys know my experience. But anyway, no big deal. They're here now and that's all that matters, so let's go check them out. So here they are. Check them out. Super aggressive. That's why I love these side skirts. I know most of the time people will have the side skirts that kind of just barely stick out like that, but I didn't want that. I want something more aggressive that you would actually see along the body line, and so these are going to be perfect for that. So just taking a look at the carbon fiber weave, super clean. So just for reference, this is my car and then this is the side skirt. So as you can see, as you go back, it gets thicker right there. Don't mind this mess over here. I'm still working on the E46. That's another video though. So I already installed these rear bumper splitters, as you guys can see. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen them on some of my pictures that I posted. I never made a video about that, but I'm probably gonna add the install of those to this video since the side skirts is pretty much the same exact installation process. So we'll go ahead and switch to that video where you guys can see me install the rear bumper splitters, and then we'll come back to this one. All right, y'all, so I'm coming to you from the past. So I'm gonna go ahead and install these rear splitters. All right, so coming over here, here are the splitters. As you can see, they look super good. Obviously real carbon fiber. So shout out to Malaya F30. She actually sent me these out. She is one of my followers on Instagram and she actually sent these out to me for a really good price. Some of you might already know her, but if you guys don't already follow her on Instagram, go ahead and follow her. I'll leave her Instagram right here. So when it comes to these, it's really just preference. I've seen people do them where they're like this and the squared portion kind of sits right behind the wheel, and I've seen people do them like this for more of an aggressive look where the point is right behind the wheel and it goes back kind of to like a block off like that. I don't like it that way, so we're gonna do it like this today, like that, and it points back to the diffuser. So a few things, I'm gonna go ahead and put some 3M tape on the side that's gonna go against the bumper. Once you're done doing that, we're gonna drill our holes. If you get self-tapping screws like I did, so these are self-tapping and self-piercing, so pretty much I could just drill it straight through, drill through the carbon fiber as well as the bumper, but I don't want to do that to the carbon fiber because I don't want anything cracking. So what I'm actually going to do is grab my drill bit. So as you guys can see on this one, it kind of came with like little round portions on where you need to drill, one right there and one right there as well. So as you guys can see, both holes are drilled. There's one right there, as well as one right there. So let's go ahead and get the 3M tape on it. All right, so tape's on there. I put it right along the edge. That's gonna go right along the edge of the bumper, so that way it seats perfectly on the edge. You don't have to go crazy with the tape. I just put one strip. The screws should mainly be what's holding it in place. It shouldn't be the tape. So one strip should be perfect. And I cut it in the middle so that way I can kind of mount it and see where I want it before I completely peel it off and actually stick it. So I just finished putting the screws in on this side. Almost looks like it's lined up absolutely perfectly. I think the transition from there to the rear diffuser looks so good. All right, but pretty straightforward. Just repeat the same exact steps on the other side. But for right now, let's get back to the video. All right, now that we're back from the rear bumper splitters, the side skirts is pretty much almost the exact same install. We're gonna put some 3M tape down the side and then definitely reinforce it with some self-tapping screws. The only difference with this one is that my car is super low, so whichever side I'm working on has to be lifted so that way I can really get under there. So that being said, obviously I don't have a lift here, and using a jack or jack stands, I'm pretty sure they would get in the way. But what I'm gonna do is jack up one side of the car. I actually have some rhino ramps, so I'm going to jack up one side of the car, place one rhino ramp on one of the wheels, and then place the other rhino ramp on the rear wheel, so that way one side of my vehicle is elevated without having to leave a jack or jack stands underneath it. So it actually seemed to work really well. I have more than enough clearance. So yeah, like I said, just use 2 Rhino ramps and it should be good. But now that this side of the car is up, I'm gonna go ahead and put some 3M tape on the side skirt and then just kind of get underneath there and see where I want to place the self-tapping screws. So I'm just trying to fit the side skirt on now. Just to let you guys know, so this side skirt that I ordered is meant for the F80. Obviously I do not own an M3, and it even says on the website, and if you try to fit it on an F30, then you might have to adjust some things to make it fit perfectly. And what I think they're talking about, when I'm kind of like test fitting it, there's kind of like a gap like right here in the front, as well as a gap in the back here. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. All I'll have to do is kind of reroute the tape to kind of go more in so that you can't see it. I think it looks good like that, so I'll probably just, like I said, reroute the tape and then put the self-tapping screws in, and I can live with the gaps. I don't think it looks bad enough to go ahead and readjust them now, so that's what we'll do. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and fit it. I'm just gonna stick it on there with a 3M tape, and then we'll go ahead and add the self-tapping screws after that. So I went ahead and put one strip towards the back, and then I put this strip like so, and peeled it halfway. So that way if I need to adjust it, it's not fully stuck on there. And then once I get it where I want it, I'll go ahead and peel the rest of the red. All right. It's kind of difficult by myself, so if you guys have 2 people, it'll probably be best to do it that way. And then just make sure that it lines up with the fender. So I'm just gonna have her hold it just for a quick second. 3M tape isn't gonna hold it up. I don't want it to move, so it's kind of perfect right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get some self-tapping screws in there. All right guys, so I went ahead and drilled all the self-tapping screws off camera while Alondra was holding it. So I'm gonna go underneath and show you guys where I drilled the self-tapping screws. All right, let's see how well you guys can see this. So towards the back, I drilled them like that. They're not perfect. This is definitely the side where I kind of just experimented a little bit, but I tried to drill double back here just because this portion of the side skirt is thicker and it was more flimsy back towards the back. And then towards the front where it gets thinner, it's not really necessary. I kind of try to do one. So you see there's one right there and then one down there as well. I'll probably add one more to the very front. It was just hard getting my drill where that ramp is, so I'll probably use like a 90-degree angle tool. And you can tell how I did it. I would just drill a couple and just wiggle it and see where it's flimsy, and then just drill in that spot. You want to try to get as close to where the side skirt meets the bumper. So obviously if you drill further back, it's still going to be flimsy right here because there's nothing supporting it. But keep in mind that you're putting the self-tapping screw straight up, because you definitely don't want to angle towards you and coming out of your side skirt up here, because that would be a bad day. As far as the self-tapping screws that I'm using, I am using self-piercing hex. They are 1 1/2 inch long. So using self-tapping screws alleviates the need to go ahead and drill your own holes in the side skirt before putting screws in them. There's no need to pre-drill any holes. You literally just hold the screw where you want it, start screwing it in, and it will seat itself. You need self-tapping screws for these side skirts. The side skirts have some good weight to them, so just putting 3M tape on it is not gonna cut it. But since we're done with this side, I'm gonna go ahead and get the car on the ground and see how it looks. Y'all, I'm a little obsessed with how good this looks. Like, look at that fitment all the way down. I don't even care about the little gaps, because when you take a step back and just look at it, oh, it looks so good. I have the front lip going to the side skirt going to the rear bumper splitter, and the rear bumper splitter going to the very aggressive AA Concepts rear diffuser. Very happy with this install. Not a lot of Beamers that I've seen have these side skirts. I know a lot of the F30s have those very thin side skirts that barely stick out. I wanted my car to be a little more aggressive than that, so I'm glad I went with these AA Concept ones. At this point, I'm thinking, hey, it was worth the wait, but it definitely completed the look of the car as far as having carbon all the way around. This might be one of my favorite carbon fiber pieces, to be honest. But I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the same exact steps on the other side, and then I have to get you guys a cinematic of it. So let's get to work on the other side. Alright guys, so we actually just finished up with this side over here. So both sides are done. As you guys can see, it is dark outside, but in the morning I do plan on getting out, going to take the F30 somewhere to do a nice cinematic for you guys. So as you guys just saw, the side skirts on the F30 look so good in my opinion. I think they're just the right amount of aggressive. They're not super aggressive, but then again, they're not the tiny side skirts that you can barely even see. So I'm super happy with how they turned out. I definitely think my car was missing this and it completed the look. And now my car looks a lot more aggressive. But I would love to hear what you guys think down in the comments. Do you guys think it was better without the side skirt extensions? Do you like the extensions? Too aggressive, not aggressive enough? Let me know down below. But just like that, that wraps up today's video. If you like this video or helped you out in any way, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like this content and you would like to see more of it, please consider subscribing to the channel and go ahead and put those bell notifications on. And as always, Matwire fam, remember your goals and don't stop till you reach them. Peace.
Excited just to see me, wish I felt the same way. Later on she'll probably get a name change. People changing on me like the game